Hey everyone, and welcome back to Knowledge Doctor. In this video, we are going to learn how to build your very own AI agent step by step. From defining the purpose to choosing the right large language model, integrating tools, and building a user interface. We will go through everything you need to get started. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe it and hit the bell icon. As well as if you wanted to learn how to building here the Gen AI projects, you can also follow this out. You can see that you are building here 19 Gen AI projects. I'll attach this link in the video description. You can easily get it. Now let's see what are the steps you need to follow in order to building here an AI agent system. The step number one is define the purpose and the scope. So every great AI project start with clarity. So ask yourself, what problem will your AI agent basically solve? The second one, who are the user? It can be an non-educated person, or it can be an educated person, or a non-technical person, even the doctor or engineers. So what are the success criteria? To think about it. The fourth one, and what are the technical or the ethical constraint it have? For example, your purpose could be a chatbot that summarizes the research paper for the researchers, or an AI agent that automate the marketing emails. It's mean that just need to selecting here and criteria or a project idea how you are going to work on that. Now, step number two, system prompt design. So next, the design the system prompt, the heart of your agent brain, because you know that large language model is working based on the prompt. So here it's defined here four things. First one is the goals. Second one is the role or persona that you are going to assign to your large language model, instructions, and the guardrails. Okay, so goals, what you want your agent to achieve. Let's say I'm to making here and chatbot which can summarize my research paper. This is my goal. Now role and persona, who it should act like. It can act like a helpful tutors. It can act like a coding expert. It also act like a travel planner. You already create a video about that how can you basically creating here and travel planner or travel itinerary. Okay, you're already creating the projects using that. Instruction, clear behavior guideline. You need to also give it here and clear behavior guideline so that your AI agent is act like that. Now the fourth one is guardrails. So rules and limit for the responsible behaviors. Okay, you can give here some kind of rules and also give some behaviors. So a well-designed prompt ensure consistent, safe, and high quality response. The more good quality prompt you will all get here and good quality results. That's step number two. Now in step number three, choose the right large language model. Into choosing here and right large language models. Now it's time to pick your language model, the engine behind your AI. This is the engine actually. So first one is the base model like GPT-4. I mean, GPT-5 is right now available also. So Claude or the Mistrals. So adjust the parameters such as the temperatures. So I can taking here and this can. So temperatures or the top P or the context length. How many context length you're going to give it to here. Balance cost versus latency depending on your projects. How much cost it will take. Because you know that GPT-4 is paid. You can also using here the Grok. Grok is also free and open source. Or you can also using here the Llama. I mean Olama. You can easily use it in your local machines if you have the good qualityful machines. Okay. So you need to also think about the cost and the latency as well. For example, Claude 4.5 is great for the large context if you have the large amount of context. So you can using here Claude 4.5. And GPT-4 is perfect for creating the reasoning models that you can see on here. Okay, important things you need to do this. Now the step number four, tool and integrations. Now you can add some tools, external tools to your AI agents. Now extend your agent power with some tools and API you can add on here. Let's say you are going to add here and calculator tools. You can also add it here and open weather API tools. You can do that. You can integrate the web apps. You can integrate the databases. You can also add here the MCP server, model contracts protocol servers, custom function. You can also create that. So or even use your AI as a tools inside other platform. You can use that. So this is what allow your agent to browse. You can browse it easily. You can summarize, you can calculate, or you can also control here the real world system. So ChatGPT start actually released here ChatGPT at last. They actually creating here and browsers which can using that you can actually automate here your browsers easily. So they actually integrating the tools on that. Okay. Now, the step number five is the memory system, the most important part. To make your agent smart and persistent, add some memory on that. So there are four main types of memory, you can also add it. So episodic memory, so it basically remember the first chat. Okay, you were the first chat, that when you're chatting with your girlfriends or your friends, you have to remember the first things, right? Okay, jokes apart. The working memory, so keep short term context. You can see keep the short term context working memory, just short term, not a long term. So backdoor database, you can use that, store the long term knowledge. So how you are basically creating here any kind of rack system. So it also using here the backdoor database. So many backdoor database available, you can easily creating that. Retrieval argument generations. The file students, you can store your informations for the structured data. You can use a SQL data, MySQL, PostgreSQL, you can use any of them. So memory makes your agent feel human-like and context-aware, because our human have the brain. So brain is nothing but one kind of database where it is store all the informations. Cool. Now, step number 6 is the orchestrations. Now it's time to orchestration how your agent is basically behave. So this is include here some routes and workflow. So you can also using here the lang graph. So using that, you can actually creating some kind of workflow and trigger and the message queue. So you can also do the trigger if you are using here the N8N. You know that how the trigger actually work, like WhatsApp trigger or the Telegram trigger, like that. Multi-agent communication, you can also creating here multiple types of agent for the single text. Now error handling, that's the most important part. So framework like LangGraph, you can see on here LangGraph, the QAI or N8N no code automation tool help to coordinate this complex behavior easily. You can easily behave that. So if you want to learn about this LangGraph, I already create a video about that, or the N8N. Also you're also creating here and Telegram chatbot, you can also check on my channels. Everything I provided, but the problem is I am not a celebrity person, that's why many of them are not following me. Okay, just apart. Okay. So step number 7, user interface. So times to make your agent interactive. So you can build here a chat interface. You can create a web app using Flux. You already built about that. We already built so many of them using Flux. You also create a chat interface. API endpoint, you also create that using Flux, or connect to the Slack, Discord, or WhatsApp. We just add it to the Telegram, not WhatsApp or Discord yet. But if you need it, so comment below so that I can also create a video about that. So this is how the user will actually talk to your AI. Okay. Step number 7. Now step number 8. This is the most important part: testing and evaluations. Finally, don't forget to test your agents. Check the unit test into checking the unit test, the latency and the quality metrics, if it is really working or not. Otherwise, this is a bad projects. So and continuously iterate and improve. And this ensure your AI is reliable, fast, and also safe to use. Okay, because it has some kind of things, data security of things, or the, let's say, project is not working correctly, or it's not the user are unable to give the right prompt, okay, right question, asking the question. So maybe you're also testing this out. That's a important part. Okay. Now let's see some of the popular platform for building the AI agents. So let's look about that. So you can see the category. So I just divide them in the 4 category. So first one is a consumer AI agent. So let's say ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. These examples. So those are the things is basically good for the research writing and the coding. Now the second one is basically the agentic coding tools that you can see. So you can use the cursor, the OneSharp. I already use the OneSharp in my BS code, the Cloud Code. So it's basically for the developer and the automations. If you want to do the byte codings, you can actually use that. Now the no code builder. So no code builder, you can use the Lindy, the relay.app, as well as you can also using the N8 and the most important one right now in the beta, I mean in the virals mode. I mean most of the actually most of the people actually using the N8N. So it is basically for the business automations. You can automate your business things. You can send the emails. You can do anything else. Now the development framework, you can see the development framework. So in the case of development framework, you can using the LangGraph, the QUI, and the Llama index. You basically for the complex production agent. If you're creating here in complex production agents, you can basically using here this kind of framework like LangGraph, the QAI, and the Llama index. Okay. So that's it from my side. If you need any kind of AI products, just you can follow my playlist about the Gen AI, because I already creating so many video about that in our multiverse series. Actually, this is nothing external part. So we already have our multiverse series. You can also follow this out. Multiverse of 100 plus data science. Where we basically uh, creating here 100 plus projects. Promise to do that, but we already built the 84 plus project. If you need it, I'll also continue this one, but I need the support. Okay. So thank you and bye bye.